Am I overreacting? At my son, 15 meters, for grossing out my daughter, 11F, on purpose? I created a throwaway account to share my concerns regarding a situation with my children, hoping to gather some perspective. Recently, my son has taken to teasing our daughter in rather unpleasant ways, all in an attempt to provoke a reaction from her, one that she absolutely despises. It all began when she gagged in response to someone passing gas in a confined space. He found her reaction amusing, and since then, his antics have escalated. Now, he routinely tries to fart in her face, holds up the dog's waste bag to her nose while we're out for walks, and even blows his morning breath in her direction. The latter, often leaving her gagging. While he views this behavior as harmless fun, she clearly dislikes it, and has openly expressed her desire for him to stop. Despite me addressing this with him after the initial incidents, he continues to find amusement in his sister's discomfort. He dismisses her feelings, claiming that it's just a smell, and insists she needs to toughen up. In response to his repeated misbehavior, I warned him, "Next time this happens, I'm going to make you smell something you won't be able to handle, and unlike you, I won't be giving you a chance to escape just because it makes you uncomfortable." Curiously, he asked what could possibly be so bad, and I replied, "You really don't want to find out. You don't give her a warning when you engage in these antics, so you won't receive one either. As a veterinary technician, I have access to some pretty foul odors, which I'm more than capable of leveraging if necessary." He rolled his eyes and brushed off my warning, but it did manage to curb his behavior for a little while. That is, until yesterday morning when he burst out laughing after burping in her face again. I turned to him and said, "All right, it's time to follow through with the punishment we discussed." Meanwhile, I decided to give our daughter some space to escape her brother's antics by sending her on a mini vacation with my husband to a local hotel and water park. I thought it would be a nice break while I prepared to carry out the punishment, which just requires a couple more dog expressions from work. Gross, but necessary. After discussing this situation with some friends and coworkers, I began to wonder if my planned punishment might be too harsh. While my husband and 3 of my coworkers fully support my approach, 2 others voiced concerns, stating that such a strong reaction seems disproportionate to his lighthearted burps and farts. I pointed out that everyone has different thresholds for these kinds of things, and if he's willing to continuously violate his sister's space, he needs to understand what it feels like to be on the receiving end. I shared my doubts with my husband, expressing concern that I might be overreacting. He reassured me that the punishment isn't undeserved, and emphasized the importance of following through on my promise. So, am I overreacting?